In this week's Bleach, the Blade God makes his proclamation.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my weekly reviews for Bleach's 1000-Year Blood War arc. Today we'll be looking at episode 10, The Battle. The episode picks up with Zaraki waking up from another blackout, which he says has never happened in his life during battle, except for the one time he fought Unohana as a kid. Flashback to hundreds of years ago in the Bankai, where Unohana shakes the blood off her blade. A squad member tells her there's no one there strong enough to satisfy her. I mean, just look at that large pile of bodies she's stacked up.
What the? How long has that been there?
Mini Zaraki emerged from the pile and fought Unohana on par, bringing her joy she had never felt up to that point. But she quickly learned that he was actually stronger than her, something he also subconsciously figured out. So in order to hold on to this joy of fighting, he suppressed his power. It's the reason why he's only narrowly defeated or straight out lost to others. However, in those battles, he's been on the hinge of death, allowing him to return stronger. In order for him to once again surpass her, she will have to kill and revive him over and over again.
Oh, somebody kill me, please!
Zaraki finally lands a big hit, but Unohana easily heals herself, explaining it's the main reason she mastered Kaido. Then we get our favorite word in the Bleach universe.
Bankai. Minazuki.
Filling the Mukin with blood like an elevator at the Overlook Hotel, Unohana uses her Bankai to throw out some wicked attacks. Through some neat skeletal visuals, Zaraki admits that this is fun, but it feels different from other times. This is battle. He suppressed himself to preserve the joy of battle. Unohana learned healing to battle for an eternity. However, she knows there can only be one Kenpachi in an era. When the strong finds the next strongest, the tip of their blade must be pointed to kill or nurture them. The tip of her blade is...
Sayonara. 世界でただ一人。私を喜ばせた人よ。
Zaraki gets surprisingly emotional after killing his opponent, screaming at her to not die. But she smiles in death, knowing that he has strong foes to battle, allies who can cross blades with him on equal terms, and a new partner who has finally awakened. She has nothing left to give him and dies happy knowing she fulfilled her purpose. Suddenly, a voice calls to Zaraki, claiming to be someone who has been by his side longer than anyone. Their name is... Of course, we have to cut away from that moment back to the Soul Palace, where Ichigo and Renji have made another crash landing, this time at Nemaya's training ground. And let's just say the man is... eccentric.
This is their handshake.
I don't like it.
No one likes it.
The boys are taken to the real training ground, a pit filled with the anger of Zanpakuto. Nemaya smashes Zabimaru and Zangetsu, claiming that Zanpakutos that have been loved wouldn't break so easily. He'll fix them though if they manage to survive in the pit against the Asauchi. They are nameless Zanpakuto every Shinigami is given to bond with so that eventually it will mold and take shape after their soul imprints on it. He is the creator of Asauchi, who are angry at the way Ichigo and Renji use their Zanpakuto. It's time for them to figure out who is superior between the Shinigami and Zanpakuto. The episode ends with Zaraki leaving Mukin, but there's an after-credits scene that takes place 3 days later. Renji has passed Nemaya's test, but Ichigo... shit, wrong clip. There he is. Ichigo has failed. This process has determined that he has not been picked by the Asauchi, and therefore is not a Shinigami, must return home, and never set foot in the Soul Society again. It's important that Ichigo leave and learn about his roots, even if he doesn't return after hearing them. We're left with Ichigo standing in front of his family's clinic in the rain.
Well, this is just perfect!
My overall thoughts on episode 10. Really enjoyed it much more than last week's. They really captured the importance and awesomeness of Zaraki vs. Unohana perfectly. Visually stunning once again with the two crossing blades, but also Unohana's Bankai. I remember when I first read and reviewed the chapter that happened, I complained I was confused at what exactly it did. I was an idiot back then, though. Young Tensa, so much I need to warn you about, and yet tragically, I cannot. The anime does display it in a much better fashion, and we get a little bit of extra attacks it's capable of doing. It is amazing to finally get to watch this fight play out, but like I said last week, the best part of this is the emotion behind it all. These are two terrifying warriors who love the thrill of battle and have done all they could over time to preserve that joy. They've found reasoning in their lives because of each other's power, but Unohana feels regret because Zaraki is actually stronger than her. This fact forced him to unknowingly restrain himself so he'd never lose that excitement of fighting ever again. Her resolve to take responsibility and have him return to his former self and surpass her power is admirable. She's willing to repeatedly kill and heal the only person that brought her joy and eventually have that person kill her. In a way, this is a fairly twisted, tragic love story. Brilliantly animated, highly emotional, and well executed. It's a shame Unohana is now dead, seeing as she could have been a great help in the war, but if she's fine with leaving a stronger Zaraki who knows his Zanpakuto's name, that's all that matters. Now, I know the Nimaya stuff is all accurate. He's over the top, and his bits of English were all expected. And I did laugh when he tried to high-five Ichigo when he was just not having it. My problem, which I guess could be considered a nitpick, is that the silliness is a huge tonal shift from what we just watched. Zaraki vs. Unohana was an intense, emotional roller coaster, and just as you're trying to recover from all of it, you get
Love it!
It's not horrible, and it doesn't ruin a thing. It's just tonal whiplash. What I admittedly didn't care for was how rushed things felt with the addition of the after-credits scene. Chronologically in the manga, the guys started their Nimaya training, we cut to Unohana versus Zaraki, then we cut back to Ichigo having failed. The anime obviously felt the need to adjust that a bit, but having only the end credits as a buffer for 3 days of fighting doesn't feel right. In a matter of minutes, Ichigo meets Nimaya, learns of Asauchi, fails his test, is sent home, and told never to return. Manga accurate, I know. They had to appropriately set up everything but the rain. I know.
I know. I
just think it should have been spaced out better and not crammed into the final 8 minutes of one episode. So overall, a great episode that concludes Zaraki vs. Unohana in terrific style, and while Nimaya's introduction was handled accurately with a few chuckles, the additional after-credits scene felt rushed. But let me know what you guys think. Favorite comments will be featured in the next review. Here are last week's winners. Well, that'll do it for me. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and follow my Twitter and Instagram. Links to those are available in the description. I hope you'll tune in next week for episode 11, Everything But the Rain. Until then, peace.